Well, Persona 5 Royal is now available on multiple platforms, including Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and Steam. If you haven't played Persona 5 Royal, then now is the perfect time to do so. This is a massive 100 plus hour JRPG, however, it manages to maintain a great pace throughout. It's always entertaining and probably available on your system of choice. Originally released back in 2017, Persona 5 is a stylish adventure, manages to tackle big themes with its large cast of characters, and while the game isn't perfect with some small gameplay issues, the game length also come into question. Those two things aside, this is a fantastic game, and one of the best JRPGs out there on the market. Persona 5 Royal introduces new content on top of already huge Persona 5, although it's most likely you won't see the new content until you're roughly 100 hours into the game. Well, you play as a Japanese high school student, Joker, who's recently had to transfer to a new school because he's been accused of a crime. There's plenty to do, travelling to school, showing up to lessons on time, making friends, but also battle demons in the minds of evil adults who look to make the students' lives a misery. So if you like anime, then you're probably going to like Persona 5, as it takes a very similar approach with its cutscenes and gameplay. The opening of the game sets the tone and a very high bar for what is to come later. Now we start near the conclusion of the story and sit through flashbacks with Joker being interviewed by the cops. Joker's had to move to Tokyo to live out a year of probation under the watchful eye of a new parental guardian. And on the face of it, Persona 5 is all about friendship, battling evil monsters in people's minds, but it's also about rebellion, politics, and social change. Joker starts out at school alone, although it doesn't take too long to collect a bunch of friends, and each friend discovers they have a similar power, the ability to enter a parallel world known as the Metaverse, and summon powerful allies called Personas. The biggest change with Persona 5 related to the previous games, so the main cast embrace their abilities and personas rather than use them sparingly. Joker and his team take on the name the Phantom Thieves and enter the Metaverse to steal hearts, meaning they can affect change in the real-world versions of people they battle. The Phantom Thieves want to make their school, and ultimately the world, a better place by changing what they see in terms of the evil adults and what they're doing. It's an interesting commentary from the perspective of teenagers and how they view the world. Many of the adults in the game, they're really awful people, and Joker and his crew want to make positive change throughout their adventures in this metaverse. Persona 5's main story is going to bring you along for the ride. It's fast-paced, filled with style, and it's a visual and audible feast for the eyes and the ears. Persona 3 and 4 had excellent side quests and stories with a range of characters. Well, that is all here too in Persona 5, as the developer does an excellent job in fleshing out the world throughout your adventure. Characters, they are complex, they drink too much, they show their desperation, and also they're into politics, and it's more than your standard run-of-the-mill video game. Turn-based battles are the main combat mechanic, but you're going to get bonuses and other benefits by leveling up your relationships with friends, and also other contacts in the game. They're called confidants in this game, and improving your relationships with the confidants allows you to unlock bonuses that improve your turn-based battles. For example, one confidant will unlock the ability to swap in and out party members during battle, while others buff your health and also your skill points. Well, Persona is a product of Shin Megami Tensei, which had a reputation for difficulty in the RPG space. Persona 5 builds on this and isn't a walk in the park. However, Atlus have added difficulty options so you can play through on easy, medium, and also hard modes. If you're finding things too tricky, you can just bump down the difficulty levels to help you get through the game. And I think we're long past where people judge on that, or at least I think we should be anyway. There's another mode too called Safety. So in this mode, enemies are much easier and provide more rewards for beating them, including gold and experience points. So if you die in combat, you can immediately come back without losing any progress. This is great if you simply want to enjoy the story in Persona 5. Dungeons are definitely one of the biggest highlights in Persona 5. They're no longer randomized. Each palace is specifically designed and has a series of challenges that includes puzzles and combat. Now, it used to be a chore to get through the dungeons in Persona 3 and 4, but they've vastly improved the experience here in Persona 5. They're simply now a joy to play through. The old randomized dungeons still do exist as an option, but you can't return to the main story dungeons once they've been complete, so if you want to grind them, you can do so in Mementos. This is a space to search for loot and complete side missions, including your side missions you get sent on by your confidants. to increase your rep with them. Well, the battle system is good and it's fun, it's big and it's bombastic. It's good because you're going to be doing a lot of it in this 100-hour plus game. Combat is faster than it's been before, plus you always have the fast forward button if you find it going on for too long. Combat simply looks absolutely fantastic, especially given it's a turn-based RPG. The animations and the style are there for all to see. When you pull off a full team combo to smash your opponent, there's almost nothing more satisfying than that. Well, Persona 5 Royal introduces a couple of new confidants, including Gymnast Kasumi and Counsellor Takuto. So Kasumi is the playable party member, although you can't access her until the 3rd semester. Takuto is introduced a little earlier, just after the first dungeon in the game. You can visit the Counsellor to meet them. So while your visits in this part of the game are optional, your party members will go, and it's an interesting insight into the other players' mental health throughout the game, plus another tricky topic that Persona 5 manages to execute very, very well. There's an additional plot in the 3rd term, plus you've got a new palace, a final boss, and it all fits great into Persona 5. The story is quite similar to what has come before, however, if you're a fan of Persona 5, simply spending more time in the world is going to be a treat. Atlus have also improved other parts of the game, including the moment-to-moment gameplay. Previous scenes that didn't have voice acting are now fully voice acted. Confidants call you to hang out, helping you raise your rank with them faster. And you've got quality of life improvements too, including improvements to dungeons. And you've got automatic reloading after encounters, and that makes combat much smoother, faster, and more fun. Overall, Persona 5 Royal is a huge game. It's full of great characters, it's got fantastic music, stylish action, everything feels well designed from the UI, the characters, and the environments. It's a massive game, 120 hours plus, so get settled in for weeks and potentially months of gameplay. Now, Persona 5 Royal is now available on nearly all platforms, and it's perfect to play in short bursts on the Steam Deck or on longer stints via Xbox Game Pass. So the game was developed by Atlus, it was published by Atlus, it's available now on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox Series S and X, Xbox Cloud Gaming, also available on PC too, and its original release date was the 31st of October 2019. Well, that is it for my review of Persona 5 Royal. So really, really fantastic stuff. I'd heard a lot about this game, but never really dove into it. But as I say, now is the perfect time to dive in, as it's available on loads of platforms. And as always, thank you so much for watching or listening. Hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. Or check me out on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you soon.